Extremely difficult. Not quite as bad as the Choi, I'd say. From 1440 to 2704, so 1300 or 1264 gain, there you say. Little map of the trail. Camelback Mountain, Echo Canyon Trail. Good times. Here's a quick summary of hiking Camelback on the Echo Canyon Trail. The most popular trail in Phoenix for sure. Great parking. There's a bathroom here at the bottom of the trail and a drinking fountain. You can load up water. Definitely need lots of water. So this is the most popular hike in Phoenix, and it's open sunrise to sunset. So make sure you get done in time. Beautiful views as you start out. It's a pretty mild, definitely uphill trail, but kind of rocky, a little bit of dirt. You'll see people running the trails like here, up and down, people that will get up and down in less than an hour and really get some exercise. But great views of the city and just a fun hike to go on. So like I said, you kind of start off with a mild trail and you're hiking up. So you're not walking flat. This is all up and all down. And you turn around the corner. Here we're in the shade. It was late afternoon, so you'll walk for a couple hundred yards with the fence here down into some properties below, and then it starts getting steep. So you'll see here as we connect up. A well-worn trail, lots of paths. You're not going to get lost. So you start with a few steps up it, and this is just a short section. Then you hit the rail. So hold on to the rail. It's pretty steep, and grab the rail and climb up. The rail goes for a couple hundred yards as well. Here I am looking back down, looking back up at the end of the rail. But if you look ahead here, I zoom in, you can see there's more. Where's the rail? Here. There's more rail along the way that's ahead of us, and again, a more rocky area. So like I said, beautiful views along the way, and the most popular hike in Phoenix. Once you get to the top, you got a nice view. It's about 1.2 miles to the top. And here you can see where we start hitting the boulders. So once you hit the boulders, you are just basically walking up, big steps, sometimes small steps, sometimes little steps. And just take your time. It's not difficult necessarily for the terrain, although there's some difficulty climbing the boulders. It's difficult because it's just a hike up. You're like climbing steps up the whole way and then back down the whole way. So here we come kind of to a little middle rest area, probably about halfway up at this point. There's the top up above, and we're going to look out here kind of down into Phoenix area, Tempe area. Beautiful views all along the way. You might see some little wildlife, lizards, snake perhaps here and there. Good signage. On the Choya Trail, sometimes once you get to the top where you're kind of scaling the rocks, you got to really look for the signs. Here on Echo Canyon side, it's pretty well, the trail is very well marked, and the path is pretty well worn. So unless you really try and get off the path, you're gonna have a good walk. And again, just lots of boulders, lots of hiking. So this is a good summary of what you're in for. If you haven't done this before, here's kind of what the hike is going to look like. If you have done it before, just a little reminder of what you went through. Signs, this one looks like it kind of got buried a little bit over the years with some gravel sliding down. So here we're getting closer to the top. Again, looking north there, beautiful views. And this last section, here's the last section of boulders before you really make the final turn to the top. So at this point, we're probably about 7/8 of a mile in, maybe 3/4 of a mile in, getting close. So here we are right near the top, and we're going to make that final turn and climb to the top. Almost there. Lots of resting. Take lots of rest along the way. Nice November 1st afternoon, top of Camelback up Echo Canyon. We made it to the top. I would account for, if you're hiking at a good pace, you can get up in about 50 minutes and back down in about 50 minutes. So you want to be done by sunset. Here we are on November 1st, looking eastward. You can see our shadow, the Camelback Mountain casting a shadow, and just fantastic views all around down into Tempe. Like I said, definitely the number one hiking spot in Phoenix area. You're going to see a lot of people. Here we're at the top here. Took a couple pictures looking north. Squaw Peak, I think that is. East out towards Superstitions, way out in the east, and Scottsdale. South into Tempe. Southeast, or southwest, you would see Phoenix. We kind of skipped Phoenix. Now I'm looking directly west into the sunset. Now this was a really interesting little spot here, right near the top. It's this rock was basically somewhere in the past thousands of years or billions of years. You can see where these rocks are basically just sheared. The energy sheared it. It's like 15 feet long, perfectly straight, perfectly sheer, really dark. It's like it was burned, and as it just kind of scraped each other, like the heat and friction as this rock just moved. I had to take a little video of it. Maybe someone who knows their stuff could say what exactly that was. And again, made it back down. Caught a beautiful sunset at the end of the day. Coming in after the hike down, and my thighs and my hamstrings are feeling it. Catching just the last bit of sun before we get back here. 5:30 in the afternoon on November 1st. Excellent hike, highly recommended. We went on November 1st, had great weather, beautiful hike, and I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. You can click here for subscription. And I also hiked the Cholla Trail, which I would say is a little bit harder. You can click here for a video of the Cholla Trail.